Yeah, bro, she can get started.
Good morning, everyone. We'll get started with the pledge. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking you to watch over this meeting of our commissioners, help them to make decisions that would be according to your will. Ask you to watch over our employees as they go about their duties this week and be with those that are recovering from accidents right now. In Jesus' name, amen.
Danny's not here with us in person. He's on the phone. So
I reviewed the minutes from last week and make a motion. We approve them as written.
I'll second it. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I left you the bills there too.
Make a motion. We pass the bills, approve the bills in the amount of $345,902.60.
I'll second it. Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 You know what? I'm a lawyer.
Got one. It's actually an ad this time, not a date.
Let's see. Change order 2021-157. What is it? To $231.74.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion. We accept this.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
And I have the sheriff's report and the fire report.
I got the sheriff's report. I'll just read it real quick.
Okay.
20 prisoners, 7 released in this past weekend. Total prisoners 17 in, 3 farmed out, 111 911 calls, 394 calls for service. That's in the bailiff activity 56, SROs 50, and livestock out 18.
Fire call. Send it around.
Fire calls from the 18th to the 24th. Brush fires 2, motor vehicle accidents or injuries 2, gas leak call 1, total calls in one building fire structure call. Total incidents 11 this week.
Anything else, David?
That's all I've got for now.
You want anything?
Nothing that's pressing.
AMR?
Good morning. I don't have updated numbers for you with our reporting system, but I'll have those for you next week. But we had a supervisor out last week with training I told you about in Colorado Springs, and also a supervisor from the Kansas City operation that was out for that and got good reports on that. So exciting to see the rest of our supervisors throughout the rest of this year go through the similar training. So that's good for the operation, good for our employees. Continue working on recruiting for the open full-time position that we have. And I think I can't think of anything else. Anything for us?
Nope.
I don't have anything.
All right. Have a good week.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you. Missy?
Missy Lancaster, Linn County Health Department. We have some new health promotions that we're going to be doing this summer. The first one is on May 17th, World Hypertension Day. We'll be having people come in and get their blood pressure on a walk-in basis, and then their name will be put in a drawing we're giving away 2 blood pressure cuffs, the automatic ones. So we're going to be doing that. On June 3rd, we're doing a little bicycle rodeo, be World Bicycle Day, giving away some helmets and some bikes. June 17th will be Dad's Diapers and Donuts, and it's a promotion for new dads to kind of show them newborn care, give away some diapers. June 21st is National Yoga Day, and that'll be mainly with kids. June 24th is our community baby shower and kids health and safety fair. Tuesdays and Thursdays in July will be Friends, Fun, and Fitness, and they'll just be doing some fun things with the kids there. July 8th, we're doing a free pool day at Lacing, and it's also to promote sun safety and sunscreen use, and so we'll be paying anybody who goes to the pool that day their entry fee. Also, July 15th, we'll be doing the same thing, but at Pleasanton. And then that is it, I think. We're just trying to get out, and since, I hate to even say it, but since COVID has lessened, we're trying to get back out and get our regular stuff going. We also did get a $1,500 grant that we applied for from Walmart, and that'll be going towards our kids' health and safety fair.
So Melissa, I just want to inform you in case you have anyone. Area on Aging, we had our meeting last week in Ottawa, and they have funding still for elderly care if somebody's looking for some housekeeping.
Okay.
They have to be a certain age and they have to go through the criteria. If someone needs a one-time repair on a handicap ramp or something's being right now, nothing's off limits, at least asked for. So if somebody's looking for something, they can't afford it, that's an opportunity for them to call the Area on Aging in Ottawa and find out if, they can get qualified. Their biggest problem is to find someone to come over and clean houses right now or do some of the stuff that they have programs for. It's just finding companies that
Is there
want.
an age limit on that or what?
There is. It starts, I think, 60 years old
Okay.
or just some type of disability.
Okay.
So,
And it can be anything that they need?
yeah, well, I mean, you can ask for anything. They've approved quite a bit because they have quite a budget from all the COVID money and stuff still. But
And
they're
who do we
trying to spend it.
contact for that?
What's that?
Who do we contact?
Leslie, just look up Area on Aging in Ottawa.
Okay.
That's easiest for me to tell you.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And that way, any of the cities out there, if they've got anybody they know as well, just give them that contact information and
Okay.
they can
Great.
apply. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Mike, you got something or? You're with her, okay. You two can both come up. Huh?
Jessica Hightower. I'm not really sure what department to claim today, so I've got all kinds of stuff. First off, here I've got information about the road graders. We've been talking about the buyback program on these. The 3 yellow ones are the 3 that are involved in the buyback program. I've given you the hours for the last 12 months, the average hours per year since we've had the equipment, the total hours. Down at the bottom, we have an estimate from someone who deals with Purple Wave. Who was it?
Clint Jennings.
Okay. He gave us an estimate of $80,000 for each of those 3 machines if we were to put them on Purple Wave.
Just, Purple Wave, there's no reserve. So whatever it sells for, it
Right.
sells.
Right. Yep. That was what he thought they could bring. The buyback is for $115,000 for each of those machines. So we don't have to make a decision today, but.
What's the
this-
buyback plan cost? What's that mean?
What we paid when we bought it.
Paid 18
Oh, yeah, okay,
Yep.
I got you.
when you did it, I guess.
Paid.
Don't have to make a decision today. We have to give them 60 days written notice if we're going to use the buyback plan,
How long do we have?
until they're 7 years or 7,000 miles.
7,000 hours?
Hours, sorry.
7 years, so we got till July next summer,
June or
next
July,
year.
I think
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
There's one of them that is over 6,000 hours right now.
Yep.
Now, this total maintenance cost, is that since it was what we've paid, or?
That's what we've put in, yes, that has been recorded in the public system.
No. That number, you're talking about the one,
Total maintenance cost is what I'm
Maintenance cost.
asking.
that's for the that's for the item itself, right?
That's what we've put in labor parts
Couldn't have.
since they've been kept track on Publix.
No, but I mean, you're saying that you spent, I see the total maintenance cost is 2,000, as an example, $2,800 on the top one.
Yes,
And then the one to the right, total equipment costs, after you purchased it and you added this 2,000 to it? Where did you get that big 334,000? That's the cost of the actual item. Right, there you go. And then then the number to the left, it says total maintenance cost, is that the $2,846 including in that? So that's additional.
Okay.
So
Okay.
was there warranty work done on this too? I mean, being a new machine,
yeah.
that don't count the warranty work. This is
Yeah,
just what we,
that's not showing any warranty work. That's just what we've put in labor and any other little parts that ain't covered in warranty.
What about these other two cats that you put the cost of all that stuff in there, but there's two blank spots under? They're just old?
No, they're newer. They haven't had anything put into Publix.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I see.
Anything up. We haven't done
Gotcha.
anything but warranty work.
So it should be 0. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, two of the John Deere's ought to make it their 7-year life. But the one, where's the hours at on them? Yeah, the 218, the middle one, that's the one that's closest that
Mm-hmm.
that
To
may
the
not make it
7,000.
to the year life.
We should be able to figure it out before a whole
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You have any more questions on that?
I don't have right now.
Okay. Next up, we've got, Mike has a truck that needed some work. We did not think that the total cost would exceed the $5,000 limit, but it has. The invoice we have here is $6882.85 for work on this truck, for inland truck parts and service.
What is it? Dump truck?
Yeah, dump truck.
Do we always use inland? It seems like,
Always.
okay.
Not always. But that was the one, I don't know if you remember Sean talking that we ordered the part and we didn't know when it was gonna be in.
Right.
Well, they
I
got
do.
the part in and they've got it done. And actually come sooner than we was expecting.
So we'd need approval to pay that invoice.
What's the amount?
$6882.85.
I'll make a motion. We approve that amount for that individual truck.
I'll second it. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye. Be hard not to.
Thank you.
You done with me?
Yeah,
Danny,
he's saying yes. I've heard him on each one of them.
I didn't hear that one.
wake up. Lean on this.
I'm here.
There you go.
Got it.
Coming off the ladder right now.
Okay, do you guys have any questions for Mike while he's here?
Yes. Hey, Mike, come on up here.
Have you guys ever did anything on the corner up there off of 1095? I didn't know if you.
I turned it over to Sean because he ghosted me. So I gave it to Sean, and apparently they've ghosted Sean. We haven't heard nothing back, and it's been 2 or 3 weeks now. And so I don't know where he's at on that.
I just wondered if you did anything.
You got any major equipment broken down besides the truck?
We've got our tractor semi. We've had it in the shop. And then, of course, our mechanic left. So, and we didn't have time to send it off to see if anything was wrong with the head or nothing. I had him put back what he could. And we finished it. And hopefully today we're going to try to fire it.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Maybe coming back saying it needs to go somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know.
What about your mowers? Are they ready to go?
I've got one mower ready, and I've got to put a stump jumper on one of the others, and then they'll both be ready.
Okay.
Have you got any part-time mowers or is it just?
I turned it, I've got one, Jeff Byerly or.
He's going to do it again?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, he won't start till in the May, school's out.
Right.
And then I turned in an application for a guy here last week, I think. So,
Is that what you needs to, or is it, do you need?
I've got 2 mowers in Lacey and 1 in Pleasanton.
So you need one more person.
One more part-timer.
Jessica, you need some additional hours?
No. I already don't know what department I'm here for, so no, I don't.
Yeah, we're gonna start mowing here in May and start mowing the cemeteries.
And coordinate with maybe the noxious weed people
Yeah.
this year. Maybe we'll actually get it sprayed. Everybody seems
I'll
confident.
give him a buzz and then I'll tell him we're getting ready to start mowing, so
All right.
we can stay off, hit something first or whatever.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've got a burial permit that needs approved. It's been paid. This one is on 600 off of K7. For water line.
It's for Tempco Blasting and Coating Incorporated. Install a 3 to 4 inch water line. And the permit number is 2022-17. You say it's already been paid, right?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to accept this.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. He said that, Danny said aye too.
I think it's on the back of the second page.
Second,
Flip one more.
yeah.
We got our biennial bridge inspection reports back last week. Tammy has already entered most of the maintenance issues in Pub Works to get those taken care of. If we've got, some had cattle panels hanging on them, some had like log jams that need cleared, things like that. We're getting those taken care of. And Todd was going to go out this week and check the covers for the hoop building at the airport, see if any of those are usable or not. So hopefully we'll have an answer by the end of the week on that.
He's gonna be in today about the asphalt.
He will. He's scheduled for 10:30. I've got Peoples and QuickCom coming in at 11 to talk about the ARPA grants. And David has copies, if he didn't hand those out already, of both of their proposals for you guys to have.
Okay.
I noticed in some of those parts of those proposals are proprietary, so you don't want to make them public.
Keep us on track then.
Okay, we just want to make sure that you don't hand it to somebody else out in the public because they've got some proprietary, the numbers are public, but the proprietary information is not. And so we have a duty to keep it confidential.
Okay.
Okay.
You have anything for me right now?
I don't have.
No,
Okay.
I'll write some stuff down for you though.
Okay. Thank you.
We're going to come on over for that executive session soon.
I guess we're ready. You got something here?
I've got a couple little things here that I can hit now. We do have a punch list. They did the punch list on Tuesday. We've finally got it from them on Friday, 37 pages long, which is about typical, I think. I can either get you a hard copy to look at. I've got one here.
Is anything major?
No, I just lots of little stuff. I think mostly Danny was there. I don't know if there's anything that he saw that I didn't.
Hey, Danny.
Must have dozed off.
Yeah.
Can you give us a little bit of feedback on the on the punch list that you went through last week, Tuesday?
Well, it was kind of pointless for Gary and I to be there. They really all they did was take their design team and they had each one of their design teams per trade go through and do their own punch list, and then they got with Megan, the architect, and they made up their own list. And I haven't seen that list yet. I think Gary may have, but I haven't.
Email it to whoever you want. You want me to email it to you?
You want an email, Danny?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be fine.
So you was not involved in any part of the punch list?
Yeah, we were there.
We were there. We walked around and kind of just did our own and kind of, but each trade did their specific own punch list. And then she orchestrated her own big old long punch list is what Gary has. So.
Did you see anything major that needed to be, that you saw that was not just any?
The only thing that I really saw was and I asked Goldberg about it, was the sprinkler heads inside the pods. But I actually called or the sprinkler guy, Conley, and asked him, kind of talked to him about it. He was supposed to be getting answers on it, but Gary, I don't think I had talked to you about that. But I asked him if that was typical, if those heads are going to get ruined all the time, if that needs to be something that our maintenance guys need to know how to, be able to control or not. So he's actually checking in that and seeing how much those heads are and stuff like that. He said down in Girard or somewhere where they build a new jail, he said it's pretty typical that those sprinkler heads get clogged up because the guys stick stuff up in them and all kinds of stuff. So
That's what Larry said too. They said it's impossible to prevent them from doing some damage to them.
Yeah.
You just have to or your regular maintenance.
All right. Thank you.
that was pretty much it.
Well, then I'll just email a copy of the punch list to all three of you if you want that thing. I didn't know if you did or not.
Yep.
Email okay with you, Danny?
He said, yeah.
Yep, works for me.
Okay.
I did receive some proposed contracts from Enterprise. I don't know where you are on that situation. If you want to continue to think about it, they called me and want to know if you want them to
Can
come
we
back.
see him?
Huh?
Can we see it?
Yeah, if you want to.
Let's give it to the person. You talk to him.
Yeah. I slept.
It's the best. That was the best.
What was?
Please, you said you didn't talk to me.
I honestly wasn't sure if you were seriously thinking about doing this or not.
Well, one thing, we got some places that has this contract, but I didn't get any phone numbers or anything, and I'm not going to work that hard to find the phone numbers if they can't give me the information to where I could call somebody and talk to them. I don't know how you feel, Rick.
I don't know how they could do it any different than us, other than, I mean, the sheriff's cars would probably be the only thing that we change out more often than anything. It may work in this program, but
I just wanted to see how well they liked it. That's what I was.
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
And the different.
Well, I can contact the guy and tell him that you want more detailed references.
That's what I'd like,
yeah, I mean, that's the only,
just to see. Some people it's been in it 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years, and see what they think of it.
yeah.
So that's the action I'll take on that. Then just tell him you need better references.
Danny, you have anything to say about that?
No, I mean, I'm kind of with you guys, like, just kind of want to, figure out more about them. And didn't he say that we didn't have to do our entire fleet? We could just do a few at a time if we wanted
Right.
to?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you guys on that.
on, Radiff Road, this is the, place where the levee had washed out. The farmer is gonna put a new levee in there, but like to move the road. We have the road where we're gonna put it staked. I wonder if, would you guys want to go out and meet there and look at it? The farmer believes, or the landowner believes, that road needs to be raised some. And before I felt comfortable saying to Sean, yeah, raise it, or even telling you, you need to tell Sean to raise it, I thought you might want to view it. I
Could
don't,
our road bosses go out and look at
Yeah.
it? See what
Why
both
couldn't Mike or Harry and
have them both meet up there and
Yeah.
go look at it, and see what they think, and then if
okay,
it needs further discussion, we can go out. I don't have a problem with it.
all right, sounds good to me. That's what we'll do. Um, let me see, I've got that. I guess I got a couple things for executive session, but that's all.
Okay. All right.
Morgan, are you ready?
How long you need?
10 minutes.
There you go.
Executive session for personnel, all right? You got something, Gary, now, or you?
I can do about 10 minutes of legal whenever you want to do it now.
Let's do it too. Do the same thing.
Legal. You got any, David, or you have any? So we'll have a total of 20 minutes executive session,
Let's do
10,
25. Let's do
25.
legal. We do have.
Okay, it'll be 10 minutes executive session for personnel with Morgan, and then 15 minutes legal with Gary. So it's
I'll second it.
been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
You want us to call you in there or what, Danny?
Yeah, just call me and I'll just transfer over,
Okay.
put this one on hold and then, so, all right.
I'll be with you in just a minute. I do have one thing just to let you know where I'm at. A few weeks ago, I had announced who I was hiring for accounts payable, and that did not work out. And obviously don't want to get into reasons in public.
Right.
But it didn't work out. So went back to the applicants that I had, pulled one in for another interview that we were pretty good feeling about that one to begin with when we interviewed anyway. He started working today, Stephen Sage. So I've got him coming in at 14.9726 per hour, which is range 8, step B. So it's actually a step lower than the other one I was hiring. But got him started. He was there this morning getting started. So I'll be back up to full staff, and obviously we got some training to do for a while before he's ready to tackle anything too big. So yeah, I have Todd scheduled for 10:30 to come in and discuss the asphalt bids and the chip and seal plans. And then the broadband people are coming in at 11. But I don't have anything else ahead of that.
Anybody else? I'll take it.
Want to adjourn? Thought I'd try. Yeah, I guess.
15-minute break.
Yeah.
I might make a motion to take a 15-minute break.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
I don't think Danny heard that bird, did he?
He's all right. Danny, go to sleep.
Yeah.
You heard it.
You heard that?
It's on the executive session setting while we're doing it.
Okay.
How much time we got?
Would we say 15? We got 2 minutes. Let me make some copies of that spreadsheet on the line.
Yeah. Oh, my.
Well, I think our time's used up now on that break.
Good.
All right. Yep, we're ready for you, Todd.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was asked last week to take a look at the two oil bids that came in from Vance and from Coastal. And after figuring out per gallon cost of what we're going to use, I'm going to recommend Coastal. There's almost $100,000 difference between the two because of the CRS2P cost. Coastal being $253 and Vance Brothers being a little over $3. I think it's $304. That's going to be quite a big difference in the savings amount. Jake and I went around and did some preliminary markings on the road to see where we need to actually patch this year, get rid of a bunch of swags. We came up to about 1,800 tons of material needed to fix them properly. Between the overlay bid we have for Ungenhauer and the oil, just to purchase oil, is going to put me over $1 million. I'm seeing with the patching, it's going to be close to 1,314, which is going to be over what I assume is my bid amount or
Do you know
my
your
budget.
What was your budget amount for that?
I've got some budget copies here on me.
But we've got quite a bit to do on 1700 Road. 1850 up by Tanglewood has completely blown apart. We went and put some patch material in that, but it needs overlaid in quite a few spots. We can't afford to do hot mix this year at all. We can't afford to purchase it, so we're going to make our own again and run that as a primary. That way we can get the most out of it. So we're going to be set. We're set up already in Centerville with Whitaker. So that's where we pretty much stationed out of the last year. So and since majority of the damage we've got is on that side right now, it'd just be a little bit better for transport to have it there still. But if we need to, we're mobile, we can actually pick up and go anywhere else. The problem we're having is I only set out for 18,000 gallons of the EA 300, and I'm actually going to need probably 24,000, but that still keeps us well under. There's still a big difference between Coastal and Vance, even with that adjustment. There's a difference of, I think it came up to be somewhere between like $30,000. If we buy it through Van or Coastal instead of Vance, we still save $30,000, going even more. So total, from what I figured, using Coastal with the overlay and everything, I'm sitting at about 1.25 million on the high end, and I can probably be at 1.2 on the low end. And the reason there's such a difference is we don't know shot rates yet for rock. When we chip seal, we might have to use more oil. We might be able to use less oil. Might have to do rock in the same way. When we're pugging, we don't know if we'll get 26 loads or 30 loads out of a tanker, depending on how we can get our oil mixture to take to the rock. The moisture in the rock plays a factor in that, and we can hope for it to be dry, but it's not always that case for us.
Okay.
The fines are a big deal with it too.
Okay.
So in the budget, in the road all district, there are 3 line items that are associated with oil and cover material and asphalt and that kind of stuff. Between those 3, right now, there is 1,217,000 left. We've used a small amount out of a couple of those, but not enough to be significant at this point. Then we also have surface material in Road 1 and Road 3. And in Road 1, there's 202,000 left, and in Road 3, there's 235. So that would be the main lines that we'd take gravel and that kind of stuff out of too.
Yeah.
And you're saying it's gonna take 1.25 million or so?
The most.
That's, yeah, it should be, it should be close to like 1.3, depending on how everything works out, is what I'm kind of aiming for, is that.
Okay.
And that hopefully will get us most of the way caught back up, at least to where we don't have swags on our road. To an extent, there will still be swags, but
Explain a swag for people that don't know. That's,
if you're driving down the road and you can feel the road pull you suddenly in any spot, that's a swag in the road. It's where the tires have continuously ran in the same place, and it's created a rut in the road. And 1700 has one that is 4.5 inches deep that I would like to get taken care of. And like I said, if you want to drive 1850 and come from Tanglewood towards 1095, you'll see a couple of really good sized ones there where a lot of traffic has just pushed the road down and created a rut.
right.
And just to bring it back up to level and put a cap on it to waterproof it, that's where we came up with our tonnage.
Okay. So you need a motion to approve your oil budget at read the amount and the company.
Coastal, the way I figured it, that we have a $620,000, 540 is what it's going to cost just to buy it. That's not with the additional 12,000 gallons. I don't know. I don't want to quote that and not use it because I don't know how much we're going
Well,
to.
just quote it, and then if you don't have to buy it, but
Okay. I don't have my calculator with me on that. Times in another 12,000 times 2.94. To 620,740. Coastal for $655,820 is what it should cost just to purchase their oil.
all right, I'll make a motion that we approve that amount with Coastal for the oil. And
655,820.
yeah, is that what you're looking at, David? Was that what you're going to ask? Okay.
Get that number again. Okay.
I'll second it. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Danny says aye. What else you got?
That's all I've got for right now. We're going to try to start doing some side repair on the roads, but I'm going to try to talk with Harry and Mike about pulling shoulders up to get rid of. We've got some roads that are starting to get some pretty good lips to them on the edges, and we need to start getting that taken care of. That's about the only other thing I've got going on right now.
Take the maintainer. and
Yeah,
pull it back up.
yeah, just pull them back up and pack it down, and that way we can get rid of the ruts and washouts beside
That's
the
on
road.
the asphalt roads.
Yeah. So that's about the only thing I've got going on.
And could you please check on that other
Yeah.
part for me?
I've got 2 calls in. I called down to Bourbon, but I haven't heard back yet. And I called Douglas, and I haven't gotten a call.
Call Miami as well, because they've just approved quite a budget for some new expansion too.
Okay, I'll call.
If you would,
I'll
yeah,
call Jeff again and
Yeah.
talk to him.
yeah, see what they've got.
All right. Is there anything else?
I don't have anything.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, have a great day.
We'll see you.
You're gonna talk any more, Jessica? You don't have till 11, right? Let's talk about them. Why not? Well, they're here. Danny, we got the mowing contract with the amounts added all up. And Scarecrow Farm, if I'm not mistaken, you got your form up there? Are you looking
I
at
don't
it?
have a copy of it.
Is $37,050 based on 30 mowings this
30
year.
times a year, yes.
And then the other company, what's the 43,000 to the
It,
right?
That's what the fertilizer, isn't it?
the 43,000 is what Mayor's,
Mayor's company?
landscape, they bid that much, that's including 5 fertilizings a year.
Okay.
The mowing portion includes weed eating. The trimming is trees and bushes
Right. Okay.
for both companies.
Look strictly at the mowing between the two, you're at 22,950 on Scarecrow and 27,900 on Mayor's. The trimming, the Scarecrow is the 14,100. Is that, I'm not sure where that's going. Cause that's, I guess that'd be on many times probably, but that looks big looking at those numbers.
14,1 versus 40.
Wow. You don't want to get off that mower very much.
Should that be like all these added up times 2?
Yes,
Let me add that up real quick.
sorry.
So there may be more of a difference. Plus, got $1,880 if I add those into incomes too. Does that make sense?
I must have done my formula wrong. I don't know what I did, sorry.
If I add that to the 22,950, I get a grand total of 24,830 on Scarecrow.
Okay.
Logical. Now, is it, now that one looks.
So what was the total on the trimming then?
Is that a total? Is that what those add up to?
I think
It may not even be that much then if I'm, let me add those.
Yeah, I think he had 1,800 is what he had. Didn't you have 1,800 for trimming?
You got to times it by 2 then. Is
Okay,
that-
so that 470 is actually total of that column.
Yeah.
So it'd just be that times 2, it'd be $940 for trimming, which is gonna make your grand total of 22,950. 23,890 for mowing and trimming with Scarecrow. And this one, if you do the 27,900 plus 4750.
While they're doing that,
I
what are you
haven't done
thinking?
that one yet, but that'd be at 32,650 for just mowing and trimming, plus 10,900 for fertilizing.
It's like the judicial building, you know, if that's everything at $85, that for as much as there is.
Well, nothing now, but we don't know what it's going to look like.
I mean, in the courthouse annex and judicial center,
Okay, so I went back through and did some math on those.
all this over here, right?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I didn't know how much we wanted to spend on it, if we wanted to spend it versus hiring somebody.
So what I'm coming up with then is 23,890 Scarecrow for mowing and trimming. Mayor's, if you just look at the mowing and trimming, was 32,650, and then another 10,900 for fertilizing, which brings it to 43,550.
Okay. Danny, are you listening?
Yeah, I am.
So Scarecrow Farm for trimming and mowing for 30 cuts a year just trimming and mowing is 23,870 versus the other company, Mares, at 43,550, but they're also doing fertilizer.
Mayor's also did not bid every location.
And the Mares did not, also, they did not bid every location. There's several locations they didn't bid.
Gotcha. Do
So,
we know how much? Do we categorize what we spend on? Like, you know, we have our monthly bill with Joyce per top. Do we categorize mowing?
Is that on our list as far as how much we spend?
I don't have anything that shows that
So,
unless they've got something.
unless they got something in there, I doubt that.
They spend.
Probably not, Danny.
So,
Now, some of these already, somebody's already mowing them, right?
Our guy's mowing everything, right?
yeah.
We got some places that already know.
Yeah, that's true.
We got one or two that volunteers going on, just a lot.
And I think like Lacey, I think we're paying somebody to mow around the fire station up there now.
Yeah.
Right.
We did that in here, I think.
There's a few odds and ends that I think we are paying somebody to mow already.
So what's your thoughts, Danny? 23,890 is the cheapest bid for mowing and trimming, or you just want to continue on with what we're doing?
I would really like to subcontract everything out because I feel like it takes a lot of time away from our maintenance guys going out there and mowing. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. What are you guys thinking?
I can see exactly what we, you know, as far as what we have spent on it, you know, haven't tracked it, I guess.
I can ask Joyce if that's,
Doesn't Danny pretty much full-time mow during the summertime?
Pretty close anyway.
I'll go ask Joyce real quick.
Okay.
Still ciphering?
Yeah, I'm still sorry for. What do we pay? I mean, with benefits and stuff, as far as mowing, what is it? What do you think it costs us as far as?
You hired a guy just to do the mowing, you mean, or?
Well, I'm just saying what we're paying now.
We would be paying somebody full-time through the
With
summer
benefits.
at what, 12 bucks an hour or something like that?
Well,
Or probably more because you probably won't get anybody.
talking about what you're paying now, you're paying
Yeah, I know.
Whatever we're paying.
whatever you're paying him.
Right.
But let's say you just hired a part-time person for 30 weeks at what?
X amount of dollars.
X amount of dollars.
We still got to furnish the mower, the
And transportation.
transportation.
You're gonna have to get them from place to place.
So if it was 30 weeks times 40, that's 1,200 hours. Just says times,
Just say 13.
that's $15,600.
Just in wages, and then you've got some benefits on that, because even if you do it as a temporary, you're gonna have
Plus some benefits on
FICA
that.
and
Yeah.
So we'll say,
And you're 15,600.
so probably
You're gonna
18.
you're gonna have 17,000 in that cost, plus your mower,
Trailer, truck,
gas,
vehicle, whatever.
trailer.
Yeah.
You're gonna easily hit 23,000.
Yeah.
but that'd be the difference in hiring someone to do it or taking one of these bids.
Right.
Then the other thing is, I know Danny does spend much of his time in the summer months mowing, but you'd have to look at what we're spending with with him, and is it worth freeing up that much of his time to do other things?
And if we agreed to the contract, couldn't we say in the contract up to 30 cuts a year? So if he doesn't cut it 30 times, we could,
Right, it was clear.
Based on
that they're
cuts.
being paid per cut.
okay, so we
We
could
want-
save a few dollars if it didn't go. And we've already gone into the seasons.
Like with our courthouse, how will we determine if, is there some way we can tell them if we want it mowed more or less? Or
You're
what?
probably gonna basically want it, as long as it's stuff's growing, you're gonna want it mowed once a week, probably.
Like Sean would be, I would think, or Joyce right now, or you would be in charge of, say that somebody's unhappy that the lawn care over here is not satisfactory. Call them and tell them to come down and mow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that. Joyce is she's trying to pull how much we're paying, or how much it's costing to mow
I
the
think we
yards
got it
right now.
figured out.
Okay.
And you're gonna get into, different years, depending on how dry, how wet it is, how many
Yeah.
mowings you
July and
need.
August,
Yeah.
sometimes you won't have to go mow
Yeah.
in some of these small places.
So what are you thinking?
I'd say we try it to see.
Danny, what are you saying?
I'm all about it.
All right. We'll make a motion then. That we hire a scarecrow. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion. Then we hire Scarecrow Farms to mow up to 30 cuts a year plus trimming in all the areas stated on this form. And we'll put it in the contract.
And that's weed eating every time, right?
Weed eating every time, up to $23,890. And we got that? You second it?
Yeah.
That's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Could you get me a copy of their bid so I can do a contract?
Okay.
Could spend some time looking over these proposals some more and talking about it if you want to.
Yeah.
Before the representative.
We never did talk about if we wanted to split them. Because one's just specific area,
Yeah,
right?
one just covers Parker,
Uh-huh.
the other covers Parker and that whole,
And QuickCom may not be interested if they
If
don't
we
get
split,
Parker.
right.
well, and I figured out some pricing on this. I don't know if you did that kind of calculation or not, but if you take the total price that they propose,
Is this with the ARPA funds?
well, I did the calculation for the whole price and then the calculation of our contribution,
Okay,
because we don't really care what it costs them.
right. Yeah. It's just cold-blooded attorney.
well-
Go ahead.
True. So on the People's Telecommunication, they figured for 150 connections,
Uh-huh.
and their total price was $418,635, what they figured it would cost. Okay? If you divide 418,635 by 150, just to kind of give you a per connection cost, it works out to $27.90 per connection. The
$2,790.
yeah, $2,790.90 if you want the cents. Now, that's the whole price. On the QuickCom proposed 399 connections. Their total price was $1 million. Let me see here. I had it. $1,116,000.
Okay.
You divide that total by 399, you get 2796.99. So they're within $6 of the per unit cost. However, then you go to the match. Okay, what Peoples proposes is an 80-20 match, meaning we pay 80, they match it with 20.
Right.
Okay, and so on an 80-20 match, our cost would be $334,900. And let's see, I believe the way I figured, you divide that by 150, you get $22.32 per connection. So we would be paying $22.32 per connection for that 150 connections. On Quitcoms, if you take they want a 50-50 match. They're asking us to pay 50% of the total, but they're doing 399 connections. And so their per connection cost to us is $14.53. So you see the big difference, in terms of overall cost per connection, they're just within a gnat's eyelash of being the same. But in terms of what they're asking the county to pay, there's quite a difference of $22.32 versus $14.53. And the other difference is whether you're getting 150 connections or 399 connections. So I don't know if you wanted those did you do that kind of calculation? No. That's just a little something to look at.
That's quite a difference.
Yeah. I mean, you can say, well, we want to be fair. Let's give Peoples Parker, but you're paying a lot more for those connections than you'd be paying if the other outfit did.
And then probably if you add, I don't know what Quitcom will say, but if you cut them out on.
They might not want it, yeah.
What was the ARPA match on the Quitcom?
They want a 50-50 match.
Okay.
So,
58,000.
right, 58,000.
What's that leave us in our ARPA funds? If we was to go with the high number of 550,000, what would we have as a balance in ARPA?
We've got 1.8 total.
So we still got money. That's great.
Hey, so didn't the president have some kind of speech and talk about doing rural broadband stuff? Was it last week or this weekend or something? Does anybody know anything about that?
No, I don't know.
Who?
I thought he had talked about something like that. Do you think that they're going to be coming out with something, or would we be wasting our ARPA funds to do it, or should we wait for?
Who's he talking about?
The federal government.
Federal government coming out with funding. I actually did hear something about it, but we don't know how long.
Anything that takes congressional action ain't going to happen
Right.
until at the earliest
It happens.
next year or. But of course, their map show there's a lot of potential in this,
Right.
because you got this line all the way down here. Then,
Just depends where the drops are.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's a deal.
but they show a drop at almost every intersection.
Yeah.
When they come in, can we do the brief? Can you give those numbers out?
Again,
I think that's interesting, especially the 80-20 versus 50-50 split. Where, And I guess, Jessica, since you're sitting there, is there any other ideas for our ARPA money right now that you've heard or wanted to ask about?
Yeah, I've had, all the rural water districts reached out to me. Some are doing expansions. There's one that wants to buy a generator with ARPA money if we would award it. I've had SEK Mental Health reach out. I can't remember.
What's SEK
keeping
Mental
a
Health
list.
want? I mean, what would they like?
I've got a list. I don't have.
They have a list of items or something
Yeah,
they want?
they do,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And would they use them in the clinics here or?
Yeah, it would be for the clinics here.
Okay. And we don't have for this this Justice Center for any of the pods or any of them for mental health as far as holding somebody?
well, there's a couple of padded cells if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I mean, they can hold them for a while.
Yeah. And then
We
they've
used to
got-
remember
they've got
had-
cells that are not padded cells, but that are designed for holding people under observation.
I wonder if there's any ARPA money that we need to invest in to help that out.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I-
Don't ask Larry Goldberg though. 'Cause we'll come up with something.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, hello.
Just for your information, if you're interested, Joyce pulled those mowing numbers for what we paid last year. 34, 344, 52.
Really?
34th.
34, 344,
That's the amount?
52.
You just
Yep.
made money. Jim, good job.
And that's not even counting is that putting the charge on for the mower and everything as far as?
That's what we have listed for mowing, not ditch mowing,
just-
like yard
That's
mowing.
just time.
How'd you get so damn
That's
smart?
not- That's not.
That farm calculator.
Well, this is including, at the park, which I think I don't know.
I couldn't
She
have
told me it's
part-
including at the park. I don't know what we're doing at the park, but that's what we have in Pub Works for
Well,
mowing.
that's what we should look at next year. You guys should. If this works out so good, you should look at mowing over there as well. And that'll leave Robert and them more time to work on cabins and all that stuff.
Isn't the park included in the bid?
No,
No,
Oh,
park's not
That was-
included in the bid, so that could be in that too.
okay.
The mowing could be in the park, so that might be.
blew it. Okay.
So you're with,
Peoples.
Peoples?
You
Want to
guys
go ahead and
ready?
have a discussion with them?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Come on up, state your name. What company you're with.
I am Jennifer Leach with People's Telecommunications, and this is Jim McAtee with People's Telecommunications also. He takes care of outside plant. He takes care of that side of the building. I take care of this side of the building. You guys had some questions. We want to be able to answer those. So I'm not sure how you want to start, if you want to answer the questions or you want me to talk about the bid that was turned in.
Let me ask a couple questions, may I?
Go ahead.
Yes.
I wanted to verify a couple things that I am assuming. Your total project, you estimated at $418,635, and that's for 150 connections.
That is if 100% of the people that we pass take the service.
That's a maximum of 100.
That is the maximum. That is correct. And I'm asking for a portion of that total amount, not that total amount.
You're asking for 80% of that amount,
Correct.
okay, which is about 334,000.
Correct.
Which comes out to about $2,790 per potential connection.
Correct.
Okay,
Which
so my calculation.
is right on the fact that we will, just today, Jim and I were going over the information that we told you we took the fiber to that tower out there, which is in Parker, and we will be taking approximately 8 customers. We were passing, I think, 12, but we got 8 of the 12, and we passed them, and you're going to be looking at out in that area of Parker is total rock. So you're going to be looking at about, that's what your average cost is to put service to those.
$3,000 for construction.
Yeah. So, did you have another question besides that?
Yeah. Give them the, where did you come up with the 80/20? Why the 80/20 versus another company? Well, QuickCom came up with a different amount.
So most generally in the, when you're filling out grants, when you first start out, like the one we just, when they just first get rolling, they do a 50/50. And then most grants go to 80/20. I'm not set on 80/20. That was just that. I mean, most of the other grants we fill out were 80/20. So that's why I came up with 80/20. Now, like I said, that being said, obviously, I don't believe that 100% of the customers will take the service, whether they can afford it, whether they're elderly people and don't use it. But what we will do is any house that we pass, we're gonna offer that fiber to them. So we're not gonna jump from Lacine to Parker and not pick up those houses in between. If you're on our route, we're going to pick that service up just as we did when we did the tower.
And I guess for both of you, the question is, and he's sitting there, QuickCom put a bid in for a lot more drops and going to Blue Mountain, Centerville, whatever it was. What kept you from all bidding on that as well?
From Blue Mountain to Centerville?
Yeah,
Getting there,
just the cost?
just the cost of getting
Okay.
down the highway, getting to Centerville itself and to Blue Mountain from Parker, from the edge of our territory.
Okay.
Now, what, do you guys put a drop to the house even if they don't hook up?
No.
Or there's nothing there?
No.
But it's there if they need it?
Right, it'll be going past there and it'll be
So
ready
let's-
to go if they do need a drop.
Yeah, and so after, if it's not that we didn't want to bid on those other things, but when I had talked to, I believe his name is John with QuickCom.
He's here.
Yeah. When I had talked to John before, he had talked about there's two ways they could go about it. They could go, I think John told me this. John said, they could go from Kincaid to Blue Mound, or they could go from Greeley to Parker.
Right.
Or two different options there. So I guess my thing would be in that instance is if you have two businesses going, there is a way for both people to come out winners in this, I guess you could say, if you decided the amount of money that you wanted to go for. To me, it just only makes sense that we would take Parker in the fact of we're already 2 miles from there.
Right.
Our office is already that much closer. Right now with our turnaround time as far as troubles to people that live in that area are 2 to 4 hours. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into that. We're not going to be a company that's going to compromise our customer service by spreading our territories so thin that we can't provide the customer service that we've always provided.
Right.
And that's why we have 2 techs that live in Lewisburg that take care of Lewisburg. So the turnaround time is in trouble tickets are done that fast. And we already have people in Parker, not in the city, but in Parker because they're in our territory and in Fontana. And our turnaround time is 2 to 4 hours.
You're coming into Parker from the east, right? Am I right about that? And you guys picked coming into Parker from the south. Is that correct?
No, we'll probably actually come in from Greeley.
Okay.
From the north.
Because this map shows, so you come into Parker and then go south from there.
Correct.
Okay.
We're not asking for funding to build from Greeley into Parker.
Right.
Okay. So what I was getting at, here's what my thinking was, if, let's say that we split this up somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Gave you guys Parker, gave you the rest of it, that's going to leave this strip here. We'll
What strip?
I've tried to decide, if you don't have Parker,
We would still have to come through Parker.
you still have to come through Parker. That's what I was trying to get at, whether there was still going to be access in that area from Parker down to.
Right.
And we're going to bring you up here in just a second. So
John, did we not talk that you could come from Kincaid?
We could. I guess. No, that was kind of dependent on another grant that we didn't get. So we're not going to Kincaid. So we would have to treat it.
So,
Is the 80-20, Jennifer, a solid? I mean, that's your best offer to us, or?
no, I mean,
but you put a bid in with an 80-20. So
Right.
that's the thing.
but I mean,
Let me
that's
tell
the
you how
thing.
those numbers work. I mean, the numbers that you guys have bid are not a secret.
Right.
I mean, they're out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
There are some proprietary things, but the numbers are not. So,
I have some clarification on that. Are you guys asking for 80%?
Mhm.
okay.
That's one thing I did.
Yeah.
So, I never questioned.
Your two separate bids or offers or proposals, you came out within $6 per connection of the same price
Once it's all figured out.
for potential connections,
Cost per passing?
per connection. I mean, I just took, I took your $1,116,000 proposal,
Right.
divided it by 399
Yep.
potential connections.
Right.
I guess that's how you, and that comes out to 2796.99, and yours comes out with only 150 connections to 2790.96. You're within $6 of being the same.
The one thing I was gonna say when I get up, and if I need to wait. it's-
No, go right ahead.
If you, there's two ways to look at this, so if you relate that back to.
Hey, why don't you come on up and you guys have a seat?
I think I'm anticipating what you're going to say, and I already covered it. Let me tell you what.
The only clarification I was going to make is if you talk about what the ask is from the taxpayer.
That's what
There you go.
We got that covered.
You're already there. So
Yeah, we got, because under your proposal, you asked for an 80% match on your $418,000 proposal. That 80% match is $334,900, which comes out to $22.32 per potential connection. On your proposal, you asked for a 50-50 match. Half of $1,116,000 is $558,000, but you got 399 potential connections, and that comes out to $14.53 per potential connection. So your cost per potential connection is much lower than your cost get to us, the cost to us. That's all, that's what we're looking at. You know, we don't care what it costs you.
And so my question to you would be this. How much property tax dues QuickCom pay Linn County?
Well,
I can't answer that. I don't know.
yeah. Why do you, Jennifer, why do you see that as important too?
Because I've been here for 108 years, and I've been paying taxes to this county for 108 years as an individual and as a business, and I think that should be considered.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, to put this would be like Jim Johnson going out here to Nations Ag, and he's been doing business for them for 108 years. And then we have Rick James, who lives in Bourbon County.
I'm gonna be the bad guy.
No, I'm a very factual person.
I'm with you, quick.
Jim knows me. I'm just going to put it out there. And Rick James comes in, and he's been doing business for 6 years. And he says, you know what? I want to go farm 5,000 acres. And Nations Ag says, you know what? I think that's a great idea. You know what? I'm going to give you $8,000, and you go do that. And Jim Johnson says, oh, really? I've been your customer for 108 years. What are you going to do for me? Nothing. That's my point.
Okay.
Well, what I was getting at is the possibility that if not having Parker is not
Is it a deal killer?
deal killer for you, having Parker's what you want, and you would take a 50-50 match like they are, the job could probably.
I'm all about negotiation.
Yeah, that's what I'm throwing out there. I haven't talked to the commissioners about that, but.
Go ahead, QuickCom, fire at us.
Yeah, we're open to that. The problem is we would not be able to reduce our cost much to do that. The actual cost to build the city of Parker is very minimal. The backbone is the hard part. So, I think we could probably reduce our overall project cost by 100,000, which would be about 50,000 in savings. I can probably crunch those numbers more if you want me to go down that road, but we still have to go through here to get to Centerville and Blue Mountain. So I don't know that saves us a lot. We're open to doing that, but
Yeah, will QuickCom pick up anybody along the route right along the?
we're picking up out just north and south of all the cities. There's probably a few farms and we're picking up Goodrich too. There's probably a few farms along the way that we wouldn't be able to pick up today. But the other thing to note is this, you see the handholds all the way along the route there. Those are being set up for future fiber to the farm. So, once you'll see the federal dollars come out for fiber to the farm, this is already set up for that. So no, we're not getting every single farm in between the cities, but.
What's your turnaround on your repairs as far as hourly?
Usually same day. I would anticipate if we did this, we'd be hiring a couple people in Linn County for repairs. We already have field technicians. We try to keep field technicians service area about 30 minutes. So, like I have guys in Garnett already that cover for our wireless. So that's our philosophy is we want to be about 30 minutes away from where they service. So. I would anticipate hiring in Linn County if we did this project.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Took us 6 months to find somebody.
Yeah.
But I mean,
No,
it's
this
just not people out there.
They'll probably hire your guy.
Oh. Oh.
I bet not.
right.
So what else you want to say, QuickCom? It sounds like we got some more thinking to do here.
Yeah, absolutely. The only other things I wanted to put out there was just look at the price of the service and
for the customer, as the customer pays the service, which is true.
Right.
I don't know what.
I actually brought that. If y'all.
And then we'll ask you the same thing.
I think I brought that to you all last time when we talked about this, but there's a refresher. So.
Hey, I have a question. Last time we talked, you guys talked about maybe having some kind of like satellite to hit farms that you couldn't get to or get a drop to. Is that part of the? I mean, do you have anything in there for that, or what was that about?
We already have towers throughout the county. There's a couple that we have leases on that haven't been built out yet. We would anticipate beefing that up.
Not
throughout
part
the
of this
county.
deal, though.
Not part of this deal.
Do you guys have anything like that for?
We
Okay.
do not.
Okay.
Wireless is not,
I know.
that's not.
I know.
We don't.
I didn't know if you had it on the side.
But, because you guys are already in Park wirelessly, correct?
Correct.
Right. So in there and our thing, we received, letters from the library, from, one of the senators, because we work so closely with the superintendent, with the schools, because that's the school that's in Parker. And there's another letter from Kansas Fiber Network, because we are a owner of Kansas Fiber Network also. So we went and interviewed those people to find out, because we've been getting calls for years for people from Parker. Because CenturyLink is not serving them. So that's why this led to this, was because of that.
And I'll add to that, we can't service every single customer in Parker with wireless anyway. So
You cannot, or
there's just because of trees. We
oh, you
can't-
mean
we
with
can't.
the okay?
Actually,
Sure.
in town where we
Right.
can hit everybody.
Sure.
So there's definitely still a need in Parker.
Sure.
So
Okay. Okay.
And then I can show you,
Have you?
it doesn't matter what I can show you the 8 drops that we just did. We just finished this last week. That was in the Parker area, that's rock. There's no way you can argue what those prices are, because that was a contractor that came in and we took bids on, and he was the lowest contractor. So the cost of what it costs to put fiber in, it's not gonna be cheaper for him to put fiber in than it's gonna be cheaper for me to put fiber in.
Yeah, but we don't care.
And why is
I mean, who,
because
paying the bill?
because we do it in-house. We're not having to hire third-party contractors that have to make a profit. So we own and operate all of our own equipment. We have our own engineering team. These costs, that's why our costs are reflected, is because
Sure.
we do it in-house. We also don't have to wait on contractor schedules. So it's our own team members doing it and building it.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Put into the cost difference of your own house versus a contractor, because I have a rock saw and I have our own
Oh,
contractors.
don't get me wrong. It costs us a lot of money to own those things and employ those people.
We
But
have our own contractor.
Right.
We have our own installers.
Right.
Our guys do drops. They do all of our drops.
Right.
Except on the big.
but we have rock saws that can go 4 foot deep.
Okay, the commissioners, did you want to ask Peoples if they had something like this?
Do you have a general interest in?
Cost to customers to?
Yeah, what's your cost to customers for their?
I didn't bring a pricing sheet, but I can tell you what they are.
Okay, just tell us.
So for 25 meg, it's 60.
Is that basic? You just tell me.
That's a speed you're purchasing.
Right.
So it's unlimited access. It's a speed that you're purchasing.
And how much is it?
65.
Okay.
Then you go to 50 meg,
Uh-huh.
and it's 85.
Okay.
100 meg is 95. And I can go up even higher if you want to go.
Yeah, go on.
And then the 150. There's 150, there's 200, and then there's a gig.
And you only had what, like 1 or 2 customers on that 1 gig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody needs.
How much is a gig?
A gigawatt?
I just didn't bring that price.
All right. So.
Hey, Jennifer.
Yes.
So on Crockin, like we have to have a telephone, I guess, is what I pay for. I don't know, and the internet. Do you guys have to do that too? Or how?
Parker. That's only in our regulated area, so this will be internet only.
Okay.
All right.
So no dial tone will go on this for that.
So
We offer phone.
okay.
So
Yeah. I don't know that very many people even use phones anymore.
you'd be surprised. We see a lot of like latchkey kids. They want home phone for them so they can call, things like that.
So you would at least entertain the idea of reducing your costs if you didn't get Parker.
Just can't reduce it.
Can you
By a
give?
third. I
Can you
can't
get
reduce
those
it by a
figures to Gary
Yeah,
sometime this week?
we can work on that.
And you're interested in possibly reducing the 50-50 match?
I'll go back and run my numbers on what that would be to see if that's. I know what the cost is to put it in there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to go run those numbers and see, and I can get those.
And just give your best shot to him.
From your 80-20 match is what you're saying. Okay.
I think, the other thing to look at here, and whether this is relevant or not relevant, we're in our areas. I don't know how many people you guys employ.
It's over 90.
Yeah, and they're searching for grants. I was just at a meeting last week where they have been to every county around searching for grant dollars.
Sure.
So we're not doing that. We're staying in our territory. We're working with our county. We're not going from county to county looking for money. Our interest is right here where our home base is.
Okay.
What will happen if the state grant's awarded for Parker in the Miami County portion? Will that affect anything or no?
I guess I don't understand the question. Are you?
Peoples has applied for a state grant for Parker as well.
Oh, okay.
So we were just curious what would happen.
You got a second interview. We didn't because
Okay.
this is where we were going.
So you're probably not getting that then.
Right.
Gotcha.
Nope.
Okay. Let's end it on a good note. That we're all turned hostile.
I can enter.
Yeah. Go ahead.
End on a good note. We have absolutely no animosity with Peoples.
Right. Everybody's trying to get their shit.
We have a good working relationship. I respect them.
I get fired up.
Right.
I do, and it's my personality. I can't help it. I'm very strong in what I believe in, and I'm very moral. And I didn't mean to interrupt him. I have no animosity. John and I have talked several times, but I'm one of those people. You back me in a corner and ask questions, and I will have an answer.
Yep.
Okay.
We're all small town people, just like everybody here.
Sure.
And I live middle of nowhere in Allen County, and we all care about the people in these small communities, in these small counties. And so that's my good note.
My concern is that we give the best value for our county, and then the customer has the opportunity to get good service at the best rate that they possibly can.
Going through small towns, what is percentage of the people usually that pick up this internet service? Do you guys have any idea there when you come into a small town? Like,
So we're right now building out in Altoona, Kansas. We're building in Thayer also, but Altoona is farther along. And I couldn't tell you the population, but well over 60 to 70% of people have signed up in that small community.
And what about
it's about the size of Greeley?
What about you, Jennifer? If you anticipated some numbers of possibly Parker out of the 100 and whatever, so
150.
yeah. What would you anticipate if you had that in there? Would you participate?
It's going to take a bit to get to 60 or 70%, just because the amount of people there.
They're already on other services, maybe.
No, Linn County supports. They are. We've got a lot of low income people in Parker. It's just a lower income, and so it just depends on. I can say when we went to Lewisburg, it's pretty easy to say that our take rate up there was well over 70%, just like that. We went crazy up there in Lewisburg, and because of our platform and our way of business, that's what when Miami County called and wanted us to go into payola, we had that option, and that for us was not an option because they were already saturated. So to me, it was just. It's not that we don't have other options out there. We do. It's just we want to be very smart about it. We were very smart about going into Lewisburg the way that we did. And so I can tell you, we passed by 12 houses and 8 of them took it this far, and that was just going from that rural area there between us. So that's a pretty good take rate. But we're trying to pick up as many as we can, and we have a lot of people. We have a great little list that is just a mile off from where we are in Parker now that won it, that are Linn County residents. But I'll just tell you, one person we took a drop to, it was 500 feet. It was solid rock, and it cost us $8,000 to get there.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what you got in Parker's rock.
Danny, you have any questions?
I'll just ask then what I asked you, what I kind of mentioned earlier. Jennifer and Quitcom, I kind of heard something about the president talking about rural broadband funds. Do you guys know anything about that?
There's an initiative that a president announced, and I actually did hear about it, that there may be a additional federal funding coming out with whatever.
There's $42 billion is supposed to be allocated to rural fiber.
Did they give a timeline?
So the state has received their initial 100 million, and they're still formulating what they're going to do with that.
Is that part of the interview that you didn't get a second interview with? That's something totally different. That was a grant, right?
The
Okay.
grant that we're working on is Department
Okay.
Transportation.
So go back to the president thing. When is that supposed to be?
That's kind of what I'm referencing when I talk about future fiber to the farm dollars. They're going to start pushing out a lot more big dollars for your people that live 5,000 feet off.
And those are more of your 80-20 grants.
Right.
So that's what your bag grants start out, they're 50-50. I mean, that's just that's a different grant, but they start out, but then the big dollars that are gonna be coming down are gonna be 80-20. But, then, I guess what I have problems with and how this all breaks down when the states start passing out money is you take an area that's already saturated, like Hale, I think there's 4 or 5 already servicing that area. But yet we're gonna put money into that to put fiber into there when you've got places that don't have any whatsoever, any service. I mean, you got people in Parker that are calling to get internet, and CenturyLink is telling them, no, we've maxed out our plan, we can't get anything, we can't have internet.
So if we went forward with this, split it or one gets all or whatever it is, will that future funding help the individual customer that doesn't have the link, that's got to go all the way up a quarter mile up his driveway to get a drop to his house?
That's the
Is that what
that's
the
the stated intent.
Okay.
Here's the problem: is your CenturyLinks and your AT&Ts. That's what everybody's waiting to find out: is are they going to suck those dollars up and do nothing with them?
Right.
The cool thing about this proposal of ours is if you build this, you're building a north-south backbone throughout the western part of your county.
Sure.
That is poised to put those dollars to use.
Gotcha.
To go down those miles. People's already has a ton of that in the northeast corner of the county. So, they're going to be able to go pick up stuff up there too. And, if they go they're already 2 miles from Parker. So they're poised to do that along, what's that road that runs over the lakes? 152. So, you're starting to get throughout your county, if you do some of this stuff, the backbone be in place for those dollars if they make it to small companies like us, or they just go in the pockets of CenturyLink. So,
okay.
I know the state of Kansas. The one more thing I'll add is I know the state of Kansas and most of these federal dollars are being filtered through states. The state of Kansas is very passionate about not giving those dollars to your CenturyLinks. They want those to go actually out to the people. So I have some hope there that since the state is administering this instead of just the federal, like USDA stuff.
Sure.
USDA, in my understanding, is going to be less involved and it's more on the state level. So I feel like there's a lot more possibility for that to get to these places. Yep.
So you feel like this would be a good basis for?
This is the start.
Yeah.
It's going to take either one of us. It's going to take us time to recoup that money.
Okay.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. Now I do know that, like we said, there's already fiber in Blue Mound, but the people that have the fiber there don't want to do anything with it.
Right.
They've said,
We both heard that.
Yeah, we don't. I physically talked to him. I called him and said, "We have fiber there. You're not doing anything with it." He said, "No, I ain't doing nothing with it, and I don't plan to."
Yep.
Okay. So
That's Crawcan going through.
that's the questions I have. Just send me back what you can do for us. If you don't get the Parker sign, you tell me the best split you can get, and then we'll get together and talk about it. If you want to come back, you can. Maybe we can discuss it and get it. I'd like to get it decided one way or the other next week.
Will do.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
No. She's going to go to lunch at her house now.
I'll get some Jess. Thank you.
Yeah.
You got anything else, Justin?
You didn't jump in.
Didn't need to. You guys did fine.
No, Gary did a good job. He's got that math in him.
You have anything else?
I think I'm good.
How about you? Motion adjourned.
Second.
The moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye. Cut me out, Danny.
See you guys. Have a good week.
Get back to work.